extraordinary, and I can't say enough how well we were all treated. The college has been involved with this program since 2008. Okay, now my talk about my return to Vietnam. We visited places like Can Tho, Saigon, Dong Ha, and even the city of Hanoi, and spent time at this infamous Hanoi Hilton. Two of the veterans on the trip were U.S. Air Force POWs who were shot down in '66 and '67 and spent their 6 and 7 years at that place. I also had the pleasure to visit Hoi An, where I was first assigned 50 years ago, this month, and Quang Tri, Hue City, and Khe Sanh. I could talk about the Battle of Hue City, where I spent 26 days during the Tet Offensive of 1968 all night long, but it's not about me tonight. While at the Khe Sanh visiting the museum, a Vietnamese peddler approached me, and he was selling items on a tray, pieces of shrapnel, spent bullets, the cartridges of those bullets, the red star that the NVA wore on their pit helmets. But what caught my eye was a dog tag with the initials DB Freed, service number 2355824. And on it, the letters USMC, 3 lines down. I knew right then and there this was the dog tag of a U.S. Marine. And I was not going to leave without it. I must have spent 15 to 20 minutes haggling with the peddler the amount to purchase it. He saw a $50 bill as I pulled out my money, because I had Vietnamese money and US dollars, and he saw the $50 bill, and that's what he wanted, but I wasn't going to give him that right away. I must have given him $20 to $25 in Vietnamese dong to finally get the dog tag. And to be honest, I would have paid him the $50. As usual, Grant and I were last getting on the bus, because I never really wanted to leave a place that I had served with 48 years ago during the war. When we got back on the bus, I told everyone what I had done and read out the name. We headed that night to spend a night in Hue City at a hotel, where we would spend the next 2 nights. As soon as I got into my room, I went online, and the first place I went to the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Wall and put in his name, D.B. Freed, and found out that David B. Freed was KIA in September 1968. Emotions hit me, and I did not know what to say or how I was really feeling. The next morning, as I headed down to breakfast, a few students and staff members rushed up to me and said, "Eddie, David was killed in Vietnam in September of '68 and was from Montclair, New Jersey." Now, I live in a town called Rahway, New Jersey, 20 miles away. Here I am, 8,000 miles from home, in a country I was 48 years ago, and I pick up one dog tag, and it's from a Marine who lived 20 miles from me. You can't make that up. Overwhelmed is putting it mildly. The quest to find his family would start when I returned back home. In April, I go on to Find a Grave website and type in his name, and I find it. He is buried at Long Island National Cemetery in New York. I saw that the site is maintained by his brother Brian, and there is an email address for him. I debate a minute or two what to do or what to say, and finally send an email to Brian to say who I am and what I have, and I almost blow it. I was putting together pictures of mementos that I leave at the wall of those friends and Marines and corpsmen I served with in Vietnam who were killed. My wife Linda had 2 cousins killed in Vietnam, Dennis A. Gaddy and Dennis J. Gaddy. And Dennis was on my brain. I received an email back from Brian, wrong name on the tags. I had typed Dennis instead of David, to say I felt like you wouldn't even come close to how bad I felt. I apologized to Brian with another email, but heard nothing and assumed it was done. A month or 2 went by and I had to start making this right. I reached out to various veterans organizations, my Marine Corps League detachment, and even local police departments. Nothing at all. I was the guest speaker this past March at a Marine Corps League mess night in Connecticut. And I've been doing, since I've come back, I would talk about my time back in Vietnam, and the dog tag story would come up. A Marine sitting next to me said, "Give me the information. I have a friend that does this sort of stuff." 2 days later, I received an email, and I had the names and city locations of Brian, Rita, Deborah, and Diane. 2 sisters were on Facebook, and I immediately sent them private messages. Weeks went by and nothing. I didn't know what to do and was feeling lost and defeated. One last shot. I called the Magnolia Police Department, and thanks to Martha, where is she? I can't thank this lady enough. I'm calling from New Jersey, and I got a story that you don't hear every day. And I know at the same time she was saying, "Man, does he talk funny?" But at the same time I'm thinking, I bet you she hears funny too. And because of her, the chief in the city of Magnolia, Texas, I am here tonight to return the dog tag of David to his family where it belongs. Some have said, "Why didn't you keep it?" Because it's not mine. Another guy said, "Why didn't you leave it in Vietnam?" Because it doesn't belong there. Amen. I did not know anything about David. He was born on the 18th of November, 1948 in Weatherford, Parker County, Texas. His tour started in Vietnam in January of 1968, and he was killed on 19 September of 1968 while a member of Fox Company's 2nd Battalion, 26th Marines. His MOS was 0351, anti-tank assaultment, the same one as mine. And now I know a little bit about him, and so do you, who are here tonight. I feel that at times it is my job to be a voice for those men who no longer have a voice. I hope I have done well. General George S. Patton said, "It is foolish and wrong to mourn the men who have died. Rather, we should thank God for those men who lived." And tonight, we should all thank God for and never forget men like Lance Corporal David B. Freed, a United States Marine, who was a son, a brother, and a friend to many. Thank you, and Semper Fidelis. Dr. Anderson up here. Brian, I want to give this dog tag. That has been my dog tag chain since I found it in March of